This is what you call the herky-jerkies. It's going around, but sometimes it seems like the more I fiddle with it, the worse it gets. Welcome to Sisyphus Crane and Rigging. This is Mr. Bix, and we're working on the suspended train, and we're trying to optimize it. I've run the thing with various mods, fixes, and so on, tune-ups, and sometimes I get this herky-jerky motion. So there is work to be done. This little clip was an earlier one I made, and it runs pretty smoothly, you can see. I'm trying to get back to that. So this is my strategy for optimization. I screwed down the track. So I got it all bolted down and firm and leveled. Then I added wheel weights. Those are 1 ounce sinkers, 2 of them. That seemed to help a lot. And they're just temporary now. I'm going to make something that I can put on and adjust. I smoothed out all the track joints. Between each joint, there might be a tiny little bump, especially on the curves where the wheel would hit it. And then I centered the brush plate and make sure that those 2 little brush contacts, you can see them sticking out on either side, are in the exact center. And as I fiddled around with it, they needed to be centered. Then I lowered the plate itself, giving a little more ability for the spring to move. After that, I ran it without the chain to see if that part of the mechanism was very smooth. It's perfect, near as I can tell. Then I took the carriage while it was without a chain and it was disconnected, and I pushed it along the track to see if I could feel resistance, especially in the curves. The trolley would run along and you can't tell whether it's sensing resistance in the wheel action or the bumps in the track. And so by dragging it along with this little thin wrench, I could feel if there was any resistance, more than normal. You could see a little bit right there. And so that was a test to see if it felt good that way, and I do need to work on the wheels a little bit more, I think. From that, I made a drive wheel thinner. So the drive wheels were tapered on either side to match the taper of the track. I figured, well, if it can tip side to side, they can work with a taper. The taper is something that I don't need. And if you look close at this picture, you can see that the wheel that's on the carriage right now has no taper. The one right in front of it definitely has a taper, and it's a little too wide as I zoom in on it there. The one on the right has no taper. The one on the left still has a taper, but once you get the things cut off, you have no ability to do any more refining. I take off that taper. Well, maybe there's a way. I just have to figure it out. Here it is running, and that wheel didn't have a concentric hole enough. So you can see it's got the wobbles. And the last thing on my list was to get an active controller, something with momentum and slow speed, probably a pulse width drive. And so here it is running again. Now this is the full loop with the weights, and it's somewhat optimized. It's running much better. It's actually at this level, I'd be happy with this, I think. Of course, I want to see what it does when it's pulling cars. But it runs nicely now. The track is smoothed up for the most part. Got a good smooth run through. And those things that I tried definitely helped it work better, and they can actually be refined a little bit more. It's crucial to have the weights in the center or at the proper balance point, so they need to be built in a way that I can adjust them side to side with just turning a screw. And I'm going to like it. I think I'm pretty happy with the way it's running. So that's going to wrap it up for this quick video. Thanks for watching. The next one will be on the concepts I have for the actual tram and the additional cars that go on, and some more on how I built this thing that I mentioned earlier that I would do. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.